came across a question someone had asked me. I don't remember specifically what they said, but it came along the lines of what changed in my life that led me to being okay with doing stuff alone. And it wasn't nothing traumatic I went through, but it was like a slow thing that built up over time. Originally, when I was younger, I was the type of person where I couldn't do like any activity alone. Like for example, let's say I wanted to play basketball. If I wanted to go play basketball, I would have to message all my friends and see if anyone could come with me. And if no one was able to come, I just wouldn't do anything. There was also a phase in my life where I felt like I needed a relationship. I feel like every dude has gone through that phase where you're just like yearning for a relationship and that's like all you care about. You'll put yourself in worse positions just to try to get some shit going with a female. I've mentioned it before in other videos, but when I go hiking, I appreciate it so much more now because I'm able to do it alone. But like, bro, it would get so bad to the point where if I didn't have plans with anyone for the day, I wouldn't even start my day and shower. Like I would just bum around until I had plans for the day. I remember what kind of dragged me out of that though. I remember my close friend, he's like, bro, you need to start living for yourself. You're supposed to just wake up and shower and start the day for yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting people around you. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting friends, having relationships. But if it gets to a point where you need to have that to just live your own life, that's when it gets unhealthy. Actually, just last year, I was in a situation where I almost was pressured into not doing something because I had no one with me. Like for my birthday last year in August, I was planning with a couple of my friends to like go on a road trip. I didn't know where specifically. I was thinking like, I don't know. I was planning on going to a national park, but since Yosemite is pretty close to San Francisco, I decided to go there instead. But once the day of my birthday came, I realized that like all of my friends weren't going to be able to make it due to their own life, you know? And I was pretty upset at first. I was like, damn, I planned this for like all these months and then my friends aren't even able to go with me. And I sat there. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go, dude. And it was super worth it. I was scared at first because I never even experienced traveling on my own. And to be in a new city where you don't know anyone at all, and it's your first time ever doing it, it can be super overwhelming. And I did have anxiety, but the more I was out there and the more I got more comfortable and just lived, I was having a blast. Bro, I even got lost when I was out in San Francisco and I had to talk to random people just to find my way back to my hotel. I'm not the type of person where I'm just talking to random people. But it took me getting out of my bubble to really get comfortable. When you're scared and something almost makes you feel like, fuck, man, I don't know if I should do it. Once you do it, it's always worth it. It made me feel more okay with who I was. And I think being comfortable being alone is what makes you okay with being yourself. Being alone's a good thing, but feeling lonely is a way different thing. And nowadays, a lot of people can kind of confuse the two. They kind of blend together. But once you're okay with being alone, loneliness doesn't exist. You don't yearn for another person. You're just okay with yourself. You don't need to have no one with you. And as much as it's important to have friends and relationships and build that, you can't force yourself to not live your own life just because you don't have that. But to touch back to the commenter, he was bringing that up. He was kind of mentioning how feeling alone and being alone were bumping heads. And that's what kind of sparked up today's video. But my advice to anyone kind of dealing with loneliness would be to just build a bond with yourself. You got to be there for yourself because at times when there's no one there, who's going to be there, you know? You just got to start having self-love. The moment you have self-love is when you start becoming happier with who you are. You're not going to feel like you need to have people to keep you company because you're okay with being alone.